he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hop along, Cassidy, here he comes.
In this, the 28th film in the Hoppy series, Russell Hayden's Lucky Jenkins and Britt Wood's Speedy McGinnis ride to town to welcome Baron Render, who's come over from Europe to purchase some of Colonel White's horses.
Baron, you have some fine-looking horses, Colonel White.
I am very much interested. I will give you my answer in a few days.
Secretly, the Baron is planning on stealing the horses and renaming them so that he can make money on horse racing.
They're even beyond my expectations.
And did you notice, not one of them had any markings that could be easily recognized?
All we have to do is change their names. If we bet discreetly, we can make a fortune.
And it's up to Hoppy and the Bar 20 gang to stop him. Meanwhile, Sue Willard, a young girl played by Jen Clayton, who is best known for playing Ellen Miller on CBS's Lassie, shows up claiming to be Colonel White's niece.
I'm Sue Willard. Your niece. Your sister Alice's daughter.
It turns out that she is, in fact, the rightful heir to the Colonel's estate, and that the old Colonel usurped her mother's rightful claim. The Colonel tries to cover this up, but winds up contributing to his own demise. Lucky, of course, quickly falls for Sue, and Render plays Lucky against Cassidy by suggesting that Hoppy is pursuing Sue behind his back.
Did it not occur to you that Mr. Cassidy suddenly changed his mind for selfish reasons?
No.
With you out of the running, he has clear field to himself with the pretty young heiress.
Eventually, Hoppy exposes Render's plans, leading to an awesome climax where the sheriff and his posse face down with the villain's gang, while Hoppy and Speedy go to retrieve the stolen horses from the Baron and rescue a captured Lucky, chasing down Render's wagon along a precarious cliffside. Returning director Howard Ratherton handles the action well, not only the climax but also an early comedic brawl, and Hoppy's thrilling rescue of Sue from a moving train, one of the series' most impressive stunts. Russell Harlan had replaced Archie Stout as the cinematographer by this point, and would remain with the series until Sherman bowed out in 1944. Harlan was one of the best in the business, and would go on to shoot such classic movies as Red River, Rio Bravo, and To Kill a Mockingbird. He was nominated for 6 Academy Awards over the course of his career.
No limit. This is a social game.
Boyd acquits himself well here, as expected. Watching Hoppy outwit the Baron in a game of poker is a pure joy. It's always good when he goes up against a clever opponent, and the Baron is just that. Morris Ancrum puts in a solid performance as the sly German horse thief, and Broadway actor Wright Kramer is also great as the outwardly kind but secretly corrupt Colonel White. Speaking of villainy, Roy Barcroft appears in this film as Bauman, one of the Baron's henchmen.
All I need to know is what time those horses are leaving and what trail they're taking to the railroad side.
Barcroft is probably the most well-known bad guy actor from series westerns, and could be counted on to play the heavy or one of his henchmen, though he'd occasionally play a character on the right side of the law as well. He appeared in more than 100 films for Republic Studios alone, and also played countless baddies in westerns for other studios.
You better take your psalm singing outside, Sky Pilot, before you get hurt.
He appeared in many bigger budget productions as well, notably playing the sheriff in the 1955 version of The Spoilers. Before going to Hollywood, Barcroft had served in the Army during World War I, where he was wounded in action. He'd also spent time as a ranch hand, railroad worker, and seaman, and had played the saxophone and clarinet in dance bands. According to critic Leonard Maltin, Barcroft had a reputation as one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, despite his villainous persona.
Doctor from Denver to put you where you belong.
Oh, you silly little fool. Don't you know you're into this up your neck yourself?
I'm not bluffing.
Russell Hayden and Jen Clayton were married at the time this movie was made, and they have lovely on-screen chemistry.
Me too. Just throw your foot over that horn.
Oh. Thanks. Oh, I've got to learn how to ride a horse. Lucky, will you teach me?
Sure.
Hayden had been a production assistant on the Hoppy movies before replacing James Ellison in front of the camera.
Hoppy, what are you doing in this part of the... On my way to see...
He was a natural, and his character, Lucky Jenkins, was a more affable fellow than Ellison's at times hot-headed Johnny Nelson, though equally impetuous.
Look, if you want a drink, I'll buy you one.
He would go on to play the sidekick for a series with Charles Starrett at Columbia, and would later get a series of his own.
You say your name is Bob Nyes. This letter starts out, Dear Utah.
That's a handle they hung on me. That's where I'm from.
A vaudeville actor since he was a young boy, Britt Wood made his career in Hollywood playing supporting roles, usually providing some rustic comic relief. Before playing Speedy, he had done bit parts as a cowhand in several earlier Cassidy films, and had also appeared in Adventure's End, one of the action pictures John Wayne did for Universal. He played Speedy in 4 Hoppy movies before Andy Clyde was brought on to replace him. Wood would continue to play comedic sidekicks, and would do small supporting roles in B-movies and television shows for the remainder of his career.
But why did you throw away that other ace? Hey, wait a minute here.